Okay, I'm live. I had another little hiccup this morning, not a surprise. So, welcome to the Well of Being. We are in this powerful alignment from the lunar eclipse to the solar eclipse. So, each and every day, I'm coming here at 11 a.m., roughly Eastern Standard Time, and connecting in some way to provide us some additional support from Spirit. So today I am feeling connecting into the concept of expanding our roles in relationship. I have chosen to take this piece, which is here in the Well of Being. So if you're not familiar with this space where I have my practice, there is art everywhere that I've created that has a deep spiritual meaning. So this entire piece is around this card, Grandmother of Love, Granddaughter of Life. And I also want to jump into another thing that came out today around the Well of Being. So I have this book that is an oracle, and it is poems that have arisen from all the pieces that I've created here over time. And I was like, while I wait to go live, I just decided to pick a random poem. And the one that popped up, no surprise, we exist in relationship, in connection, in knowing glances, in whispers in the space between, in recognition of our deepest truths. This connection unites our human existence, inspiring our greatness to flow from within. So, and that book is available. It's in the comments somewhere and other places. So, this topic is very personal to me, and I want to go into that first and then really open to what Spirit has to share with us. I came onto this planet, and one of my soul contracts was like, I want to learn about relationship in every way possible. And so I actually began by choosing to be adopted. So I have that kind of relationship with biological parents that I've never met before. And then I came into a family where I created a lot of beautiful spiritual challenges that led to my own breakthrough over time. And I also chose to find the love of my life and get married pretty young and be married for 18 years. So, and then be separated and divorced. So, to experience the completion of that relationship that truly was a deep connection and love. And we had 4 children together. So, navigating how we transform that relationship into this, it's going to be a lifelong partnership. So, also as a mother, 4 children, ages 18, 16, almost 13, and 8. And all of these different relationships, part of what I experienced is trying to figure them out. And even like my mother daughter relationship, my relationship with my extended family here, trying to figure them out and really realizing like I can't do this the way the collective and the way I was being taught. So like the rules, the obligations, the stories around what each of these relationships are. And I didn't say it, but yeah, even like working relationships. Working relationships have been something like from the time that I entered traditional medicine, like it was very clear, like there's a deep level I want to go with people, and it doesn't fit a traditional structure or role. So I kept coming up against these barriers and blocks and frustrations and just feeling like, like to the point of like, this sucks. Like, I don't even want to be in this relationship. So when I hit that wall, what started to open up for me is like, what if I shifted out of this story, of these structures, these rules, these roles that the collective and other people are telling me are what makes me a mother, a physician, a healer, a daughter, a partner, a wife, all these things. What if I just pop the top off of those labels and structures and rules? What happens? And so what I'm finding, because this has all been shifting and shifting and shifting and shifting as I have opened more and more and more to aligning to the truth of my spirit. So what I've experienced for myself is the more that I align to the truth of who I am and show up to all of life and in relationship as the truth of who I am, no matter what the relationship, then it's creating this whole other way of connecting and relationship where we are meeting spirit to spirit. We are meeting spirit to spirit. Like, I am here for my highest alignment. You are here for your highest alignment. And so then in that beautiful place, hello, Anne Marie, we connect in together from this holy place where we've dropped all the other bullshit because all of those collective stories are restrictions and limitations on this possibility of connection. Now, they've had their purpose. They've had their purpose. And I'm not going to say I'm still shedding and learning how to navigate that for myself and to restructure those roles, and for some of them just ditch them. So with that kind of preamble, I'm just really strongly feeling spirit come in. Deke kukuru ukai eke ai ukuru ukoi ke ai ke ukuru ukai eke ke ukuru uai e. Eke ukuru ukai eke ke kuru ukai eke ke ukuru ukai e ai. Wow. Okay. So I don't know exactly who that was, but the Pleiadians are going to come in really strong right now. So I'm just going to let them in. They love personal relationships. So the Pleiadians, as I mentioned, one of my experiences of them is that they love humanity, and they love our human relationships, and they love our emotions. So why do they love them? They're a resource, I'm hearing. They're just such a powerful gift and a resource of living as an embodied spirit here on earth. So the emotional richness that is available to us as embodied spirit, and the emotional richness that is available to us as we connect in relationship, embodied spirit to embodied spirit. Truly, there are infinite possibilities for how we connect when we open to this high level of alignment, and we shift out of the obligation of the story of the traditional structures that have limited you when you are ready to do so. To Iki. So this is the concept of being very emotionally available. Hello, Cheryl. Emotionally available. Emotionally available. This is very profound and important. Emotionally available first and foremost to yourself. What does this mean? This means that you are in such a place of alignment within your own body, mind, and spirit. You are tuned in and connected into your truth, moment to moment to moment, that you are living in integrity, that you are living in authenticity, moment to moment to moment. No fake it to make it. No fake it to make it. No putting on a fake smile when the truth underneath is something else. We must tell our truth. We must speak our truth. Now, this does not mean that we go around and project our unresolved issues upon another. It means first that we get very raw and truthful and honest within ourselves, within our own heart, that we find our clarity within ourselves, that we own the beautiful, expansive expressiveness of our emotions within ourselves, and that we allow ourselves individually to play with and be fully present in these emotions. This is necessary to your emotional health so you can be more emotionally available, not only in alignment with yourself, but when you come to relationship. it is so important for us to be continuously doing this work of our alignment, realignment, our clearing, so that when we come into relationship, which is potentially the most powerful possibility for a human, remembering that each of us are exponential energy, connection, love, emotion, and you bring that in connection with another who is infinite expansion, love, connection. You can see the intensity of bringing these two energies together. So that intensity has the possibility of creating triggering, of creating all different sorts of emotional issues when the individuals are not entering relationship from a place of alignment, from a place of clarity, when they have not been doing that continual work. Now, when you do come into these situations where you feel the triggering energy, this is a gift. Part of doing your own work is you begin to recognize when there is another in connection with you who is triggering you in some way. You are able to recognize the truth of that rather than to look at the individual, point your finger at them, and blame them for causing pain within you. So, part of this living in alignment, living in integrity and authenticity, is taking full responsibility for your own emotional experience as you show up moment to moment to moment, especially in relationship. So, when two individuals are able to meet, and even if there is an individual who has not quite been doing their work, but you have, you're able to enter the relationship from a different perspective. You're able to offer a different light. You're able to shift the way you connect so you do not engage at a lower level that will create trauma and drama. You are able to shift the perspective, and in some cases it may mean you may not be able to communicate in that moment. There are so many ways that humans have of communicating: directly, spirit to spirit, and from being able to know the right time and the right place of how to begin to shift the relationship. The most important is always that you are doing the work within to stay in alignment, so that when you show up, you're in the word that I'm hearing is emotional integrity, and that you are emotionally available. When two individuals do show up in this place of alignment, this is where the magic happens. Again, knowing how infinitely expansive and powerful each of us are, when we both show up in alignment, this is when miracles happen. This is when magic happens. This is when breakthrough happens. I got chills again. This is when the kind of connection happens that we all dream about. This is more available to us now on the planet because so many of us are being pushed into that place of alignment. We're being pushed to see the work that needs to be done, the clearing that we need to do to support us each being in that place of alignment. Teke okoro okai e, eke okoro okai eke, eke okoro okai e. E keke okoro okai eke okoro okai keke okoro okai e. Ai keke kokoro okai e. So I wish to speak into these different relationships that we've created. Part of shifting to this new level and way that's available to us for relating is recognizing that hierarchies of relationships are not truth, that they're an illusion. So, for example, mother to daughter. In many ways, the daughter may be parenting the mother. These are very practical things we may experience. The same thing, mother to child. The child may be offering great wisdom to the mother. We are all sovereign. That is the word that wishes to be said so clearly. We are sovereign beings. So when you begin to meet individuals, when you meet these individuals from this place of alignment, and when you see them, so in this card, I will post a picture later in the community, but it looks like, is it two people, a grandmother and a granddaughter, or is it one person looking across space and time, or is it both? So this beautiful place of alignment that is available to us. When we meet each other and we recognize the sovereignty that's in the individual across from us. Now, again, there are many circumstances and situations. I am one who has them, where you may have certain very clear boundaries that are necessary in relationship. This alignment is allowing you, it isn't saying you dissolve the boundaries, but it is allowing you to shift the perspective so that you recognize from your own place of alignment, personal responsibility, and integrity, that you recognize the importance of your connection and relationship with that other individual from the higher perspective. When you're able to see the higher perspective, even with the boundaries being in place at this dimension, it again allows you opportunity to reframe and connect in relationship in different ways that will be able to possibly even create miraculous healing. Now, this kind of work is more inner work than anything else when it is an individual that requires significant boundaries. And of course, if you have that relationship in your life, then you know that there is something about that relationship that is a particularly deep part of your own spiritual journey. Deke okoro okai e. So I wish, before I close today, to speak a little bit more into the relationship between, well, both parents and children and parents, from two ends of the spectrum. I'm looking at my card again. From the spectrum of a mother and father raising children, but also from the perspective of the aging parents who we are caring for. So many of us are doing both right now. So as I de okai okuru okai eke okuru okai eke okuru okai eke I okokoro okoi keke okuru okai keke okuru okai e ke okuru kai keke kuru kai keke okuru oai keke I okuru oai e ke okai okuru okai eke ke okuru okai eke ke kokuru ai. So really the same concepts that I've been speaking into apply, but you're going to be even more triggered in these relationships and circumstances. So with that said, anything that is more triggering is calling you to an even higher place of alignment and integrity, and supporting you and diving in and recognizing your emotions, working through your emotions. So I will just share briefly my own personal experience, that there have been several times for myself where, when my children have reached certain ages where I might have had a particular challenge, they've showed it to me in a different way. And so when they come forth and they show it to me, it becomes so triggering for me, my own unresolved inner child issues, that I become super mom, wanting to swoop in and save them from this experience. And what I have recognized time and time again in those experiences is like, whoa, this isn't them, this is me. Even though it may look like it's them, there may be something that's happened at school or with friends, but the invitation is to dive even deeper. They showed up to show me what I needed to see. So children are very pure. I mean, ay, ay, ay. They're truth tellers. They're constantly showing us our truth in different ways. So what I have discovered for myself in those circumstances, when I take, whoa, horsey, pull in the reins and start doing my own inner work with what's coming up, that what happens miraculously is, I first of all, I see like, oh, this really isn't that big of a deal. What was going on for them isn't like connected to all the things that I had experienced as a child. But then it also allows me to recognize their sovereignty, to connect to them, not through my own story, not through my own wound, but through this higher place of alignment and sovereignty. And when sometimes that alone is the alchemical magic that shifts everything. It's so powerful. And of course, we can apply that also in the other circumstance if you are caring for ailing parents at the other end of the spectrum. So that place that so much can get triggered, but in the end, when you're able to really deal with what's coming up for you, rise to this bigger perspective and take responsibility and recognize the sovereignty of the other individual, miracles happen, new perspectives come in. All right, see if there's a little more light language from the Pleiades before I close. Amy, I'm just hearing like so much gratitude, and that the message can't be enough of how powerful relationship is to support us on our spiritual journey. So it's important for us to, obviously it's very important for you to care deeply for yourself and know when you just need to go within and take care of you, but also be clear of when you might be hiding yourself away a little bit, when it might be time to reach out to somebody. When you're in an aligned place, you'll know. I had that happen recently too, reconnecting with a sibling. So, oh my goodness, this was beautiful. Thank you for all of you who have joined me today. And again, I really do encourage you as you process these offerings to share anything around these and anything else that might be coming up for you right now, because they help us with guiding in whatever spirit has to share, because there's a lot. All right. Have a beautiful day, everybody.